My name is Alec Martinez. I joined Swink in November of 2018. I had been looking to get back in shape, and I never could really motivate myself. I had worked at a couple universities prior and just couldn't stay. I got free gym membership and still couldn't, stay dedicated or disciplined enough to keep coming back. And when I got sober, I figured that it would be pretty beneficial to just go ahead and take the time to try to lose weight. And I ran into Trevor, and Trevor, he kind of showed me what was going on here. I went and hung out with actually Betsy and Andre and Jackson and Eight, and they were real nice. And finally, after it had been like 3 weeks since I had worked out on my own, I called Trevor and was like, okay, let's just try it. I'll come up there. And that was in November 2018, and I don't regret it one bit. So when I first got to Swink, I think the thing that drew me in the most out of everything was the competitive spirit. At first, that was kind of what kept me wanting to be here, was just the opportunity. I'm very, very competitive, and so the opportunity to compete while I was working out was great, and I'm enjoying being here. A part of that is the competitive. Part of that is, when Mike walks in and we're throwing squats on, and it's like which one. There was a time where I'm at one end of the gym and he's on the other, and we're just kind of going back and forth on putting weight on squat. And it was a blast, and you don't realize that at the same time we're sweating, we're getting to work in. We're more worried about just enjoying ourselves and really just improving our lifestyle. It's fun, and that makes coming here and it makes making fitness a priority something not only that you want to do, but that you're enjoying doing. It's not just how you feel, but it's being surrounded by people that are motivated to feel the same way, and y'all are just having a blast on that journey together. Do I feel weird yet? No, I've done these a lot.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think when I started at Swink, there was a couple hurdles that one I still struggle with today, and that's not being prideful. There's times where it doesn't matter what the weight is on the bar. It's about having the right form. It's about finishing the workout. You're not really doing yourself any good if you can't finish the workout because you put too much weight on, or you used a higher box jump than you're ready for. And so really learning to not be prideful and to just do it right rather than trying to look good and look like I can do what they do, but instead just doing it right and worrying about me and just worrying about what I can do. I think the other challenge has just been the workouts themselves. They're a challenge, and that's what I love. I mean, it is difficult. I really don't even know that I can think of a time where I've walked away and said that was an easy workout. They're not going to run you into the ground every time. There's modifications, everything, but they're a challenge, and they're meant to be. And you look at the workout and it's like, oh man, this is gonna be tough, it's gonna be horrible. And when you change your attitude, once you've gone through it a few times and your attitude changes, it's a challenge. You look at it, I know it's gonna be tough, and then you finish, and this feeling that it's kind of hard to replace that feeling that whenever you finish a real tough workout and you know that you've just challenged yourself and pushed yourself to a point that maybe you haven't before, and you've completed it and you've done it successfully. I think the number one thing I would tell someone who's scared to try CrossFit or Swink or anything is don't limit yourself. Get rid of the stigma around CrossFit. I didn't want to tell anybody I went to a CrossFit gym. And now I don't care. It doesn't matter. CrossFit is just a workout. It's just a type of workout that we enjoy, we feel is beneficial. I know for me, it works for me. And you can look around and you can see some of the stuff we do, and that's what I mean by saying, like, don't limit yourself. When I got here, I remember doing my training and people were doing kipping pull-ups, and I told Trevor, I promise you, Trevor, I will never do a kipping pull-up. And I do kipping pull-ups now. And all I had to do was show up. And it was hard when I got here to look around and be like, well, I want to do this because I can't. I can't do some of these. But what I did is I got here and I listened. That was the number one thing, is I just kept coming back. The guys in here and the coaches in here, they don't expect us all to be top-end CrossFit athletes when we show up here. Whenever I took that mindset, that's when I really kind of became a part of the gym, and I really started to come every day and make it a priority. So yeah, don't limit yourself, and just don't listen to the stigma surrounding CrossFit. It's just, yeah, sometimes we talk about it a lot, but you'd understand if you were here.
I love that.
Ooh, ideal workout, just the more challenging, I guess. Either super challenging to where it's like, I don't know if I can finish it, or high intensity, short amount of time, and it's go time. Those are the ones that I like the most. And I'd be remiss to not say Murph. Murph was pretty awesome, just to be a part of that. And since I started this this weight loss part of my fitness journey, there's been two things in particular that have been. One, ice cream. I love ice cream, and cutting that out has been hard. But that one's been a little bit easier because I've found some alternatives that are healthier, that really they give me the same satisfaction. It's not quite a Blizzard from Dairy Queen, but it does the job. But the hardest thing so far has been pizza. I love pizza, and I miss pizza. I don't miss the way pizza makes me feel, but I miss pizza. I haven't found a quality substitute yet. I've worked on maybe getting some cauliflower pizzas going, but right now, that's the thing. I look at these pizza places all the time, and it's just like, man, I could go kill a box. I love Little Caesars. I could kill a box of Little Caesars and feel okay about how miserable I am for the next 2 days. But yeah, that's been the hardest thing. In terms of some things some foods that I've discovered, really it's just the biggest difference. It's not as complicated as it sounds. Eating healthier and maintaining a healthier lifestyle is not nearly as difficult as it seems. You don't eat processed food. All right, I don't eat fast food. Easy. So what do I do is I incorporate a lot more vegetables, and really and truly, I love it. I mean, my eggs now is not just meat and cheese and eggs. My eggs are zucchini and bell peppers and onions and spinach, and making my meals more colorful, and using the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts, and I think it's just finding creative ways to cook vegetables has been something that's worked for me to make me enjoy some of these meals. The meats are the same. I eat chicken, I eat salmon. I will say I eat salmon like 4 or 5 times a week. That's like probably the number one thing that I eat. But I've found a number of different recipes. Tonight I'm making a pumpkin chili that I think is probably the best chili I've ever had, except for anything my mom's made. But I think it's been fun for me. I love to cook. Dalton's in here all the time, and he's always telling me about the meals he cooks, and I try to make as many as possible, and it's been awesome to just really dive in and find these new meals to make, and a lot of it has been it's all around, really a lot of it's around vegetables and what I can do differently with the vegetable. So I've grown up in a family where cooking was pretty common. But yeah, I've always loved to cook. Now I just cook healthier meals. One of my most memorable moments, every time I come in here, it feels like there's a new memory. It's just a lot of fun. I think that's the number one thing for me that I didn't know that I was going to get that I got. It really is a family here. I love these guys, and I think what's helped me is I've grown spiritually because of this. It's great to be surrounded by a lot of people who have similar thinking to me. Christ is a big part of my life, and to see guys like Danny and Bobby and Jackson, and to see what kind of fathers they are, and to see some of the women and what kind of mothers they are, and what kind of leaders they are in their job. And I don't think even a lot of these people know how much I look up to them, but I do, because you're supposed to surround yourself with those kind of people. I know that no matter which class I show up to, that it's going to be a great time. That I'm going to get here, I'm going to be with somebody that wants to see me, and I want to see them, and we're going to have a good time. And we talk about our day. We talk about Jackson often comes up and talks to me about my walk with Christ, and I talk to Trevor about his job and my job, and stuff that we both kind of work night shifts, and so it's just great to have it, to be a part of something that's more than just I come here, I lift some weights, and I go home. So when I came here, I weighed about 280 pounds, somewhere in there, definitely 280, maybe a little bit higher. But now today, as of I guess last weekend, I weighed in at 235, so that's 45 pounds-ish. More importantly though, I think I like the way that it's not just the weight being gone, I feel better about the way that I look. I don't mind having my shirt off in places and stuff, because it is more than just losing weight. And I had to learn that real early on. It's not about the scale. It really isn't. I could go. I think there's been a couple times where I've gone up a couple pounds, few pounds, and it was okay, because I still, I felt okay, and I still feel good about how I look. Oh, who's my favorite coach? I don't even know if I want to. Who's coaching today? I think they all kind of play their different roles. Greg. I think Greg's helped me with my form a lot. I mean, maybe more than any other. Greg. I did my first pull-up with Greg. Betsy doesn't coach often now, but she was my favorite coach when we first came. She just kind of knew how to motivate me. Like, she made me take my shoes off. Like, she was so just like relentless that I get that form down. Trevor is a close friend of mine I've known, before I even came to Swink, and he has been in my ear all the time, pushing me and motivating me. And then Andre, I can't say enough about Andre and what he's done for me. I really wouldn't have gotten to this point without Andre and just what he's done. I mean, I've sat and talked to Andre about stuff in my life, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. What's great about this Swink, being a part of the Swink family and not just being a part of a gym that I come work out at, is that I get here and I can tell Andre I'm having a bad day, and we sit down and we talk about it. Memorable moments. Betsy and Meg and Courtney taught me how to put a bun in my hair, and I've always wanted a man bun. So you get to see the process was not smooth. There was a lot of work involved, but but we got there. I'm a world-renowned chef. He's just doing a documentary.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Am I gonna be on it?
No, you'll be in it, AJ.
Yeah. You too?
AJ, he's the man. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Yeah, I'm sweating.